Alright, what's up everybody? The Setup Man coming at you today from virtual Michigan International Speedway. Driving a cup car in test session. This is a preset or slider setup. This is a slider of 6. So I number them 1 through 9, with 1 being the tightest, 9 being the loosest. This is a 6, so it's just a little bit on the loose side. Normally, with cup cars, I'm running a much tighter setup, a 3, a 4, a 5, sometimes even lower. But it seemed like that, it just seemed like with this big track and the wide sweeping turns, I could get away with a little bit of a looser setup, and it seemed like I gained a little bit of speed by running a little bit looser setup. I ran this setup in a league race last night and was thrilled with the way it performed. And when I saw how well it performed in the league race, it was great. It was in the draft, out of the draft, long run, short run. Was very happy with the way it performed. I said, okay, I've had this in an online lobby. I've tested it in test session. I've ran against some pretty fast guys. It is time to show this setup to the world and put a video out here on it. So let's see what I can come up with here. Maybe I can get a 38.8 on video for you guys, and then we will talk about how I get around this place, and we will then pull on pit road, and you can see the pit road adjustments. Let's see if I can get that 38.8 on video first. Oh, I think I missed my mark there. I think that's going to hurt this lap. I don't think we're going to make it.
Keep hitting your mark.
Oh, we got it. 38.8. There it was. Okay. All right, let's slow this thing down here, and I may actually have to back up. Got my 38.8. I did not think I was going to make it, but must have been a little quicker than what I was giving myself credit for. But let's back up here and talk about how I get around this place, then I'll go on pit road. Okay, so turn 1, and again, I'm going to differentiate old tires versus new tires. I like to start off high and then kind of dive it down to the bottom, and on new tires, I am driving this thing deep in here. I am probably almost to the middle of the corner before I lift, and I'm trying to dive it from the from the top to the bottom, and then keep it on the bottom. On new tires, when I hit my marks, I am barely out of the throttle. I'm not even sure I'm all the way out, and then you're right back on the gas when you get the car rotated, but you're driving it in almost to the middle of the corner on new tires. Now, as the tires wear, you're going to have to let off earlier and earlier and earlier, to where when the tires are getting worn, you got to be lifting as you're entering the corner, just like you would at most 1.5-mile tracks. But on the new tires, drive it in really deep, then let it drift up as you come out on the outside wall. There's not really a mark that I use on the front stretch to say this is where I want to get off the wall or get off the gas. But getting off the gas is almost the middle of the corner. But I think you can probably rewind the video and see where I was coming off the wall and where I was starting to turn. Same thing here as you're coming down the back stretch. I try to usually, back up. I missed my mark. I drove by it. There is a traffic light here, okay? And about the traffic light, you're going to start diving the thing down off the wall. It just blew by that traffic light, but I'm sure you could see it. And I'm going to get to the bottom here, and in turn 3 and 4, it's a little more sweeping and wider, so really you don't even have to get all the way out of the gas, okay? But you got to get out of the gas in the middle of the corner enough to let the car rotate, and you've got to, at both ends of the speedway, stay down on the bottom of the track here. You got to be right down here by this white line to get a really fast lap, it seems like. Now again, as the tires wear, you let off a little earlier and a little earlier until by the end you're letting off kind of basically as you enter the corner. But in turn 3 and 4, I do kind of let the car drift out a little bit, and then I dive it down to the bottom. So I'm drifting out here, and about this traffic light is as high as I get on the track, and then I dive it down to the bottom, and I basically run the apron down through the front stretch. So that is how I get around Michigan. Let's pull this thing onto pit road, and I will show you the pit road adjustments. And there's not a lot of them. Literally, all I did was go up 2 clicks on the tape. I fooled around with the wedge a little bit, but found out the car was actually pretty stable. These are, I believe, the stock tire pressures, but I've never seen a track where I could get my best times with such minimal adjustments. But the tape, going up 2 clicks on the tape, really gives you a lot of speed on the straightaway and a lot of downforce. But literally, that is it. Up 2 clicks on the tape. Never had an adjustment that was so easy to work with or had such little adjusting required. I usually go way up on the air pressures at tracks a mile and a half or bigger. I'm usually up between 55 and 60 pounds on the air pressures. I found that I could run just about the same time by going up on the air pressures as when I had them at the stock numbers. But when I went up on the air pressures as the tires wore, the car slid around a lot more, and the fall off in times was a lot more. So I wound up going basically back to the standard or default air pressures, but the tape was huge. The tape made a big difference. I think the default is 35, and going up to 45 really gave me a lot of speed on the straightaway. So a lot of driving around, a lot of talking for only 2 clicks of adjustment on the whole thing, but that's what worked for me, and got a 38.8 with it. So hope this works for you guys. Hope you like it. Hope you run lots of fast laps and win lots of races with it. Try it out. Tell me what you guys think. I think 38.8 is pretty good for no draft. And like I said, I love the way this performed the other night. So with all that being said, I will wrap this up. Thank you guys for the support. Give me some feedback on this, and hope you guys have a great evening.